Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time I've got a little batch of vintage Corgi toys for us to have a look at. I've got this fantastic Kojak car, I've got a few bubble cars, and I've got a new addition to my Chipperfield Circus collection. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, so we'll start off with the Kojak car. Now, this is one of the Corgi Juniors, which is a great line, and I gotta admit, I am fairly tempted to start collecting these if I come across them at a reasonable price. I have seen really quite cheap ones at some of the toy fairs, and I've not actually gone ahead and bought any. So yeah, that's down on me. But I didn't want to get. Oh, look at that! That was quite easy. I didn't want to get too tied up with these. Now, this one is obviously still. This is like you could buy these on a nice header card, which does exist for the Kojak Buick with a picture of Telly Savalas on. I'm still looking for that one, but this is the small version just on the single card. And I think these are all like piled up in a box, along with some other TV related ones like the James Bond car and a little Batmobile and things like that. I do quite like them, and I would be tempted, I have to say, to pick up a few more of these. But for the moment, I'd like to just stick to the Kojak ones because it's a series I do really like. Now, on this one, because of it's sort of covered in like a plastic like shell. In fact, the base of it is just cardboard. It dated 1978. Interesting, it's got French writing as well, so evidently this particular model would have been sold in France. I'm going to put some Mr. Sheen onto this duster here, and all I'm going to do with this one is just put some Mr. Sheen over the bubble and the edges here to ensure it's as clean as it possibly can be. I think it's had a few stickers on it in its lifetime, and you could sort of feel it when you felt the bubble. I got this particular one from a vintage toy dealer in Newton Abbot at Ogwell Antiques. I did do a little book and toy hunting visit into Newton Abbot with my friend Andy, and we both got some good stuff, so it was all right. So I would recommend going into Ogwell Antiques and checking them out. But he gave me this one at a good price. It's still got some actual glue on the side, so I'm going to go quite heavy on this and put a little dab on. Yeah, he's got some great cabinets, absolutely chock full of vintage die-casts, so definitely worth checking out. And he also does a fair few of the local toy fairs, not all of them, but he does generally do Matford and Shepton, but not in the there we are, but not in the summer months because he's got other interests during the summer. But there we are. So I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get that one. Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in finding a nice carded one, with the Telly Savalas on. But for now, that's really nice. And of course, I am actually looking for the larger version of this as well. So yeah, absolutely cool, that one. Next, we've got bubble cars. Now, you may have seen my videos where I've looked at bubble cars, and I've got a couple in my collection already. Little did I know I was going to get 4 in one hit, one of each colour, which is rather nice. So a viewer of the channel, a young chap called Callum, big Corgi collector, collects a sort of Corgi-related farm toys, messaged me on Facebook, said, "Oh, Jules, I got some bubble cars you might be interested in." And he literally lives just a couple of streets away from me, which was rather handy. So there was one of each colour. I only needed 2 of the colours, which was the pink and the metallic blue. But what we did, I said, well, look, I'll take all 4 because this is one of those models where I am looking to get multiple editions of it, basically. And there are quite a few like little variations. There's the different sorts of wheels, and a variation that Callum pointed out to me as well, which is where they've got, see if this is one of them. It's got like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got like a little spot there. And that was done at the factory. So some exist with the spot and some do not. So that's one which does not have the spot. So all I'm going to do with these is get them out of their boxes And as I said, I've got a couple already. Now, a couple of the boxes are a little bit low grade, but that, you know, I'll basically, as I get more into my collection, I'll try and marry them up so I've got the best sort of the best ones with the best cars, if that makes sense, you know. But they do, I believe, fit very well in with my Matchbox collection. I do love Corgi, I really, really do. But my worry is just the size and the space that they are taking up. You know, that's the problem with them. So I think what we'll do first of all, then we'll just give the cars a gentle once over. Now these are come from a dealer, so and long time collector. So I would imagine that they've already been cleaned quite nicely. But what I've got this brush here. Now I've had a few people leave comments, oh, don't use a brush, but this is this toothbrush is the best part of 20 years old, and the bristles, they're very, very thin. It's almost like it's just a way to get into some little nooks and crannies without damaging the actual models themselves. I'm literally not doing any damage to these at all I'm doing is, if these have been on display and they've picked up a little bit of dust, it just pushes the dust out from where it might have settled. That's literally all I'm doing, so do not worry. So that would be step number one on these, is just do it. This has got the, as I said, there's the variation on the wheels, and you've got the base plate variation as well. And what I shall do, I shall just add these to my cabinet. So I've got 6 boxed ones now, and I am looking for some of the variants, as in not the variants of the actual different wheels and that. They'll come in due course, but some of the ones that have been done by fans, where they've customized them and made them their own, basically. And there's some real great ones of those around. Really, really nice. You see them on Facebook, and they've taken an original, probably damaged model, one that's a bit the worse for wear, and they've customized it to their own liking. There was a really, really nice one I saw a while back, which was in the Guinness colours, the Guinness beer, like the black and yellow. Really beautiful it was, and it had sold on on eBay for about £15 just for a loose one. None of these customized ones come boxed, and I thought, I'd really like one of those. Anyway, that's given them the little once over, and then with this same bit of just dabbed cloth here, I'm just going to give it a slight rub here. So then if there are any little marks or fingerprints, I'm very, very lightly just taking those off. But there's no like really awkward nooks and crannies on a bubble car. And you sort of get the little edge there where dust can accumulate. But on these, as I said, they've come from a collector. I saw Callum's collection. It was really, really impressive. I said he predominantly collects farm related vintage Corgi, and they were fantastic, beautiful boxed collection. And he had some cars as well, which I wasn't really that aware of these, but they were late end Corgis that weren't in illustrated boxes. He also had some like shipping boxes as well, so it's really fascinating to look at. And he also had a beautiful old, it looked maybe 50s, possibly early 60s, Corgi display case with the Corgi logo on, and about 3 or 4 glass levels to it. That was stunning, really, really nice. So I suppose out of all the 4, probably the light pink one is probably the one which is showing the most like little bits of wear on it, but it's still absolutely fine for me. And as I said, I intend getting multiples of these and having plenty in my my bubble car army, as it were. Now, box wise, they do vary a little bit. I think this is probably the brightest and cleanest looking one. Not a great deal you can do with the boxes. None of them have got like little Corgi inserts, so I'm still after those if any of those come along my way. But I think that's probably that one. This was the very last one they did. That one went out as late as 1972, from what I understand. Let's see. Possibly this is the next one, although one of the lids there is a little bit creased. I think brightness wise, maybe that side, I don't know, that looks a little bit faded. It's difficult to know what the next best one would be. This one's a little bit more robust, but once again, it's showing a little bit of faded, but that side's not too bad. So it's probably going to be the next best box, which I would put the pink one on like that. And then, as I said, I've already got a red and an orange in my collection boxed, but it doesn't hurt to have a few extras. And I really, really do just love the bubble car. It's just the best for me. Yet to be re-released by the Corgi Mod Club, probably because they might regard it as a bit of a cop out, really. Now, I'd thought about this as well, where a couple of these have got a 3 shilling on the end, which has been written by the retailer. And I thought, well, shall I take those off? Shall I leave them there? I've decided to leave them there in the case of the diecast for now. You could, I could take the box to bits and rub it out with a soft rubber. And I did think about that, but I've decided for now I'm just going to sort of leave them there. So that's the first bit. And then next we've got, well, a bit of a Chipperfield Circus delight. I'm really, really pleased to get one. It's been a while since I've had a new Chipperfield addition to my collection. And I bought this one from Stephen Falkle, I think he's called. He is online. He was at the Shepton Mallet Toy Fair recently. He had a few bits of Chipperfield, which he bought all from the same collector. In all honesty, the box on this one is probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10, but the toy itself is absolutely minters. So I'm going to need a little bit more room for this. So I'm just going to reset the camera. Okay then, so let's as delicately as I can take out the contents of this one so we can have a proper look at the box. I said the box itself is not great, the outer box that is. This one is one of those ones that comes on a stand, as we'll see, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. This has got the elephant in as well. So looking at it, I can't see any marks there. As you see, it's not pinpoint sharp, it's not new, but you have to consider how old these toys are. But I think it's perfectly displayable. I'm not sure which would be the best side to display. I'm thinking that one's probably going to look best, but there's really nothing I can do with that to make it any better right now. Now, the actual toy, the die cast itself, like several Corgis of this period, came on this like plinth, and sometimes you get little bits and pieces inside the plinth, like a little Corgi join the Corgi Club, that sort of thing. It's not bad. I said it's not 10 out of 10, but it's not bad. It's a pretty nice example. I've got the elephant here as well to go in it. I was always I was too young to have these when they were at first release, but certainly it's a fantastic range, and there's not like hundreds of them. That's the thing. So it's quite possible to get the full set of Chipperfields. Now I noticed the stickers ever so slightly coming off that one. I'm not going to put any glue in to re-stick that down. I think it's just going to be fine. I pushed it in with my finger there. Does the back come off? Yes, it does. Yeah. So similar to what I did with the bubble cars, I'm just going to rub my toothbrush over it here. So this is the Land-Rover, which I guess was adapted for a few bits and pieces within the Corgi range, wasn't it? And as I said, be very, very careful with these, but it's a super, super soft toothbrush, and I can't really see any signs of any dust in there. So that's quite good. But you could sort of see if these were on display where the dust would have collected, but I don't think this has been out. I can't really see any sort of signs of playwear like that. I'll have this out on display in my cabinet eventually. I'm going to take a bit of rejigging because I'm a little bit short of space. And I've got at least, I had a quick count, I've got at least another 15 Matchbox that are recent acquisitions which haven't been added to my main Matchbox collection yet. So I am going to start to run out of space fairly soon. But it wouldn't be an issue to get another cabinet organised. So that's okay. Now, obviously, with the actual cage itself, there's lots of ridges and stuff where dust potentially could accumulate. I think you're supposed to have it with the elephant inside, so I'm not sure how it actually opens up. There we are. So it's actually this top panel here, and it goes up like that. So, and then slides back a little bit. So unless you actually knew that, you know, so that's how it goes. So it does slide up a little bit. I've figured it out now. It does slide up a little bit, and then it literally just falls forward like that. So not exactly self-explanatory, but then we can actually get the elephant. Well, he needs to go in that way round, doesn't he, to match the picture? And then we would have it like that. And there he is. So there he's back in his cage, and then that would go on the back of the truck. So, well, that took a bit of figuring out, I can tell you that. Now, I can sort of see. It looks as if at some point there might have been a sticker or something on the back there. I can see a little reflection. So I'm going to pop a tiny bit of polish on there, like so. See if it picks it up. Yeah, I think so. But the overall trailer itself is once again absolutely fine. Platform trailer, there we are. Yeah, there's absolutely no dust on that now. So we've now got the elephant in situ, in its cage. Hopefully not for too long, because we don't like animals in cages. I need to get the trailer on first, like so, and then that would go on. So yeah, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? It's quite a nice one, that. Very, very good. Yeah, so I'm really really pleased with that one. So I shall probably have it on its plinth, like that, in the cabinet, and I'll have it like that. It would be quite nice to have the elephant out separately, but I just don't have the room for it. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to have it in the cabinet like that, because the cabinet isn't deep enough. So the one that I've got for these, so they're going to have to be sort of side by side, something like that, you know. But yeah, pleased with that. That's a nice addition to the Chipperfields collection. I said it's been ages since I've been able to get a new piece for my collection, and yeah, I'm pleased with that one. It's yeah, all right now that we've figured out how to open the doors. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed looking through my latest vintage Corgi diecast pickup. Certainly delighted to have all of those, really. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Thanks once again to Callum for giving me the heads up about the bubble cars, and also for allowing me to have a look at his collection. Maybe next time, Callum, I might be able to go around and actually film your collection. I think that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, do please give it the thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage Corgi, Matchbox and Toy Fair action. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.